everybody, welcome. So we're gonna make a quick video about our carbon fiber components, aftermarket components we have on this GT500. Every component is Anderson composites. They are all, either purchased straight from Anderson composites or they're Ford Performance, but through Anderson composites. So stay tuned as we ride over to our little area where we're gonna park and try to beat the rain. It looks like it's gonna rain today, but try to beat the rain, and I'm gonna go over every piece and how easy was the install. I'm gonna rate it from 1 to 10, and I'm also going to point out some things of some fitment issues that we ran in some of the parts. So stay tuned. So we arrived to our spot here. We have our GT500, and we're going to go over piece by piece every part that we've installed. And so my camera guy can follow me. So the very first part that we installed is the hood vent. This carbon fiber from Anderson Composites. I would say on a 1 to 10, it was about a 2 at most for the install. It was very simple. Fitment was just right. Very, very simple install, and it looks very, very, very good here with the black. It contrasts very well. So as you might see, my racing stripes, they actually are glossy because I do have paint protection film on the car. So they actually matte black, but they got some clear shine. But anyhow, so the splitter also has paint protection film on it, as you can see here. So we went ahead and protected it. This here was probably, I'd say on a 1 to 10, I would say it's probably a strong 6 as far as difficult, because you have to get in there, you have to get it's a 2-piece, so you have to remove all the cover, the bedpan cover or whatever they call it, and then you have to, there's a lot of screws down there, so that's a little bit difficult. Fitment was perfect. It slapped right on. I didn't have to adjust anything, didn't have to grind anything down. Fitment was perfect. The next part, the splitter wickers. These here, obviously these are, the track pack comes with the splitter wickers. The base model does not. These here, for example, on a 1 to 10 install, they're probably about a 4. And that's more or less because, I'm not sure what with the mold on Anderson Composites, but you do have to, flex it a little bit and wrestle with it just a tad. So they're not that difficult, but you do have to wrestle with them. But the fitment, as you can see, is perfect. So if you can see, the fitment's perfect. It just follows. It's perfect. But the installation is a little bit, you have to adjust with it. So the next components are the carbon fiber side skirts with the side skirt extensions. These here, as far as the fitment goes, there's no gaps. There's no, nothing of that sort. Fitment is, again, very good. However, the install on these are a little bit difficult. The screws on the front, you do have to flex a little bit. You can't see them, but they're from the bottom. So they're a little bit difficult. I say on a 1 to 10, we're looking at probably, I would say, about a 7. If you remember, on my silver GT500, I did have the side skirts, and those were very difficult for me to install. So the next part that I have are the mirror caps. These here fit right perfect. Again, on a 1 to 10, these are probably, I would say, a 2. But you have to make sure that you use not double-sided tape. If you use double-sided tape, they're going to come off eventually. So you have to make sure that you put some type of adhesive to make sure that they fit snug, or opening and closing the doors, you're definitely going to they're gonna pop off. So here's where the problem begins. So the rear diffuser is on a 1 to 10 install, it's about a 9, because you do have to remove the rear bumper. You get under there, you think you might be able to install it, you have to remove the rear bumper. And I will say that There's a lot of you have back here, you have the MagnaRide computer, so you have a bedpan down there, and there's a lot of screws, a lot of stuff you have to, you know, move around. You do have to drill a little bit on tabs on the bumper on the bottom to be able to get, you know, screws. I actually put locking nuts on the screws, so just make sure they didn't back out. But here's where the problem is. See the fitment here? And these cracks, these are not cracks. I don't know how my camera picks it up. These are actually paint protection film. So as you can see here, you can see a gap all the way here until here. So from the center part, it's not a problem. It actually, it fits just very well, no gap. But here on this side and here on this side, you can see the gap. And if you get my camera guy, follow me here and try to catch it on camera there. This here is a little bit, the gap is wider. So I've actually, somebody installed, actually it was a shop that installed it for me, and they didn't want to touch the carbon fiber. I told them, I said, just go ahead, slap it on. They didn't want to touch it. They didn't want to touch it at all as far as adjustments. But here's where I believe the problem is. This little hump right here has too much resin. So a lot of people think that the tabs are the problem, but it's not necessarily the tabs, because the tabs, you cannot pull them all the way strong enough to pull them in because of this resin here. I'm not sure if it's the problem with the mold. The mold on the Anderson composites, but here is the actual problem. It's right here, and on this side, right here. So what happens is you cannot fit it all the way snug to where you can pull the tabs all the way and keep them in. So I have another gentleman who's an expert in carbon fiber. This car is going next week, is going to go, they're going to readjust the diffuser and make whatever adjustments need to be made. I believe they're going to have to shave down some of the resin, and I'm not sure they're going to have to, you know, mess with it, recoat it or whatever. But they're going to have to mess with that because it just doesn't fit right. So now, the other problem with the Anderson composite components that people are facing is shortages. You know, it can take a while to get these components. For me, I had some of these left over from my silver one, or I had placed the order for them right even before I got my my GT500 on, you know, in my possession. So one last thing I want to say before we cut off here. There's going to be a big surprise for this car coming on a future that I will announce on a future video. We are going to, right now the car is stock. It does have bore exhaust. It has a JLT intake, and that's it. Actually, it has a JLT catch can as well. So, but other than that, the car is bone stock. However, we are going to beef it up just a little bit. So stay tuned for that, and we're going to announce it on the next video. So until next time, see you later.